Привет!
Hello.
Как дела?
Плохо.
Плохо! Почему?
Basically, my company, it was training me today. We had uh, we had to listen my calls with the clients.
Yes.
They told me how bad I was.
No, it's actually they just teach you ways for you to improve. See,
Yeah, I know.
I got my
But
where's my
my eldest daughter said, "What I'm doing, I'm harassing people."
harassing people.
For example, how many calls a day do you make?
Me
Yeah.
zero.
I make like 92 to 77 calls a day, and most of the people they're not interested, or they call concierge, or they tell me fuck off, or seriously,
Yes.
like maybe 3 or 4 people out of it, or maybe two, sometimes zero, want to buy something, and then they tell me their requirements and
Yes.
what they want. But 99% of the calls, it's just waste of time.
Jeez. Now okay. Well, I did make some phone calls today, but it's basically it's sort of sporadic. I I don't in the way that I operate. I don't chase after people. Maybe I guess from in your you call people and try to promote a thing. That is,
Yeah, I'm seriously working in a call center.
you know what is a call center? Yes, I've heard, I've seen. Um, when I was looking to what I want to show you, and hopefully it can help you, is that I was seriously thinking I have to call people. I have to it's like you have to make 100 calls per day. You have to harass, and I thought, just but this is we're in 2021. We're not. It's not 1921 where you have to call people. We've got internet. You've got people, and I thought if I go okay, sure, calling can work, but I think I don't want to harass people because you have to call them at a specific time of the day, you know, whatever. When I personally, I would rather prefer if a person said if I receive a call on appointment, say we arrange for a time and then we call, because the people that you call, are they working in offices? They're probably working in offices, so they've got a boss or something like that. How does it work?
Well, they hung up. Sometimes if they're nice, they tell me, "Oh, I'm on a meeting. Call me at 6." I call at 6, and they tell, "I'm not looking for apartment. Why are you calling me?"
You know what? First, you know, I wanna say, I'd say, like, take five for being so brave to go on your own without the salary. At least it's a, you know, for commission only. It is.
It's illegal in London. They have to pay me the minimum wage. Have you heard of that in London?
I've heard,
There is
yes,
a minimum wage. They have to pay me.
but
But they sign contract that I'm self-employed.
yes,
And I use my own phone, which got broken after 1 week, so I had to replace my own laptop,
when
which
I
is
wa-
also very slow now.
when I was in London, I was so-called employed, but I was actually if I don't have a contract or work, I had no money. I was so no work, no pay. I don't know how it was arranged, but I didn't get the salary, nothing. I just so yeah. But you know, it's it's tough. I'd say I feel if I go to visit London, I'd be so poor. I I won't be able to. I won't even be able to afford a Cafe Rouge coffee or something like that. It's not even going to M&M, Marks and Spencer. Will be too expensive for me. it's because I don't even know what I think like a pint. Look, I don't drink beer alcohol, but I guess a beer, what's this, a pint costs it like £3.
Pint of beer.
A,
I
a,
don't know how much. I know glass of wine, 10 is cheap. 10 pounds.
Wow. No.
And if you go in fancy bar in Mayfair, it will be
Yes.
like 17, 20 pounds per small glass of wine. They managed to like put 2 centimeters of wine in a glass. So it's like,
No, it's no. They say this guy is too poor. Get the hell out. I'm a tramp. They'll say this guy's a tramp. Get out of here. So so yes, yeah. But it's a brave thing to. I know if you say that you have to get a minimum salary, but it's a very brave thing to do to go and work for yourself to be, because you're self-employed.
yeah, I do it to get experience, so then I can find a normal job.
Yeah, it's in the let me show you what I do is just move my you see I've got 3 screens here on my computer.
Your video is frozen. I can't see anything.
Is it frozen? Yeah, because my internet is so pathetic. Let me just stop my camera and I'll start it again. Because I've got here where we live. I've got like a 3 megabits upload. It's terrible, and it's the best that I can get. Okay, but let me share my screen for you. I'll just show you what I do, and then you can decide. Let's see which one is where is it? This one, yes. Can you see my screen? Just waiting. Okay. Okay, this is my Facebook business page. So I just use this. I'll show you what I do on a typical day. And you know what? I don't do much. I'd be
like
really, you know what?
And you still have some outcome. I do so much and no outcome.
You're one of the very few people that I can promise you, I tell you, most of the time, I just spend hours listening to music, watching YouTube.
Good job.
And I still have results. And yesterday I went to the Big 5 reserve, with the elephants and everything, and so that's. But a typical day is I'll just go on my Facebook page, and I'll go and I'll take this one, for example. This ad is not in English because, I target, the reason why many of my ads are not in English is because I target a specific age demographic. People that are, the English-speaking people that I've done the English-speaking, but they don't respond to my ads, and they don't buy the properties, the items that I offer. So what all I do is, for example, this one, I just copy and paste this, and I go to share. Let me make it
You
in
know,
English.
William, what might gonna happen? After your tutorial, I'm gonna move to South Africa and become your rival.
Yeah,
After all you taught me.
let me make it in English for you. Then you can follow.
I will become your rival, Rialto.
Yes. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah,
I,
I think
you
I'll
know
have more
what?
success than in London.
I, I love teaching other people. I love to teach people what
You know,
what
maybe
I,
you should sell the course.
I was. That is what I'm thinking of. That is what I do. What I would like
Yeah.
to do. I'd like to. You see, the reason why I'm not looking in the camera is because you're on that screen.
Uh-huh.
You are on this screen. I've got the third. I've got 1, 2, 3 screens here. So you're on that one. Okay, but let's go back to my. So I've got several. This is I control this one. This is also proprietary. This is me and Niku, but I don't really post on this one. He posts that one, and I post on. Post on this one. So what I do is in the mornings, or whatever, because I don't pay for ads. I just use free advertising. I just go Control C, go to share, go to more options, share to a group, and I just put it in this one. I haven't advertised that one. I just copy and paste, go, and posting, and I do this, and I share this with. I repeat this about 50 times a day. I know you in what you will do is something completely different. You will do something different. Now this is my lead generating tool that I use to generate leads. This is not even. I mean, I would show this to any person, to anyone. In the past, I was on YouTube, and I was looking for people to help me find leads. And all the people sell courses, but they don't sell you, they sell you stuff that doesn't work, that's not valuable. It's not because they ask you like $2,000 or $3,000 for a course, and it doesn't work. It's usually very high level. It's not for beginners, and I think I would be good with beginners. And this is my lead generation system. So this is where I start with my system. This is the dashboard, so I can see for everything I can do here. This is my products. You can have physical products that you sell, or you can have with Kartra, or consultations, communications. This is newsletters, or chain letters, or something, for people. So I put my clients, or my people that react, I go to my communications. My pages is where you make these are my leads. So let me show you, just show you an example. It's going to be in desktop mode, so it's not going to look very good. So let me see, I'll put it in. Let me take that one. Where is this one? Do this one, edit, and I'll put it on. You must just please tell me if something doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't. if it goes too fast, then you just
How
let me know.
how do you find the leads? I don't get it.
The leads. Okay. First of all, I make a page with this. So I make a page with it. This is a website builder. It's very, very simple to build a website. There are templates, and you just drag and drop the stuff. My art ability is I can draw stick man, really, and this is impossible. I didn't think it was possible, but this. Okay, but your question is, how do I generate leads? The lead system is. This is my lead. So I put a bit of information. People click on this.
On YouTube?
No, well, on Facebook, I put this lead. So this could be your name, annaproperties.co.uk.
So wait, you have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Your professional one, where
Yes.
you put all the videos.
Correct. Then I've
with
got
the link to the YouTube.
the link is to. Let me show you. This is here's my videos. So what I do is I upload all my videos to. All the videos that I make, they are here, and they are also here. Just click, open the tab. So you see, I've got them all here as well. So these are, I just basically duplicate everything. I've got 919 subscribers on YouTube. I just do it because you don't need a YouTube page, but I say I would recommend. I definitely think you would definitely need a Facebook page, a Facebook business page, and this kind of video, this one where I click here, and this is where I just talk about, I have like short videos about why do people sell, why about agriculture, financing, this. I learned this from. Sometimes I don't know where I get a bit lost in, because it's so natural for me that I forget that people are beginners. You're the first person that I actually that I show this to. But yeah, so this is my face. Everything is here. I've got this. These are the exact same videos. This one is here, the same videos. But what I do is I advertise. Let's just go back to my page. There. So what I do is I make a short description of a property, and I have like in this property I give a short description of the property with a link to my website and to my it's a landing page. So you need a landing page. So that's what I'm doing. This is a link to a landing page, and the link the landing page, it needs to have a lead capturing system. There needs to be a lead captured. So otherwise, if the information goes wrong, so people click on this, they see this. I give them a bit of information, something, there's like a short video that I make specifically for the landing page, where with a bit of information and something, and then I have this more info, and they click on this, and then it asks them for the name and their email address. And once let me do that, and once I completed that.
But do they complete it?
Yes.
Or happens automatically? Because in our case, what happens? People go on Facebook, they click link, and they don't feel anything. But their phone being taken, and I have to dial this phone and harass them.
Okay, what I think what happens may possibly happen is that your company, they are using Facebook as a sort of a form to capture leads. That is possibly what they are doing. I'm not familiar. I don't think it's a very good way to capture leads.
I told them today the quality of leads, it's very poor.
Yeah, I think the way that they capture the lead, that system is not...
First of all, it's illegal, right?
Yes. So what I do is, as you can see, people have to agree to everything, and I have a POPI, it's a South African, it's like a GPDR, and I have the GPDR here, so people have to agree to that. If they don't agree to any of this, I'm not sending. So what I'll do is, they click on that, and then they go, I give them a full video, and then they get the full description, all information, everything, and then they go to email, and then they get an email from me. So they just get with my name, they get an email with whatever email address they were using, they get the email with my name. That's basically, this is the leads, and then all these this is my lead capturing system, and all the people that completed the list, that clicked on this. I'm here on Kartra again. This is the dashboard, so this is the starting point where everything begins. I go to my communications, and these are all the people that have responded with the email addresses to my ads. So there's this are people that have supplied their email addresses, and they not necessarily agree to the terms. So they could be just saying, yes, they want the information, and no, you can't contact me. And then they still go to page 2. Then they still see the second. So I've got the landing page, and I've got the thank you page. So all the people, these are my list. So this is just leads. This is every property I list. I give it a name, a number, and the short description. So this is just means the lead. So I can see every person, all the names of the people that have responded to the lead. So that means this red means there's no, it's bounced. It's not a valid email address. So most of the people here select that they want to receive email from me. And does it look familiar to you?
Well, we have different. We have SRM system, which is very laggy, and I really don't like it at all. So I can show you what we have if you're interested.
Yeah.
But it's different.
But yeah, so as you can see, I'll just show you. I'll show you how I use it. My funnel. So all the people, every person that responds, there's like a CRM. I can put a note on here. I can do things to them, so you can list communications, membership, surveys, everything. You can. It's a CRM all in one. And then I've got my communications. I've got a broadcast. So if I list a new property, or in your case, if you list I can create a new broadcast here. That is just a email that I send to people. For example, this one. Let me show you. I've got.
So you have all emails together with all information on your clients in one system.
In one system, correct? Yes.
Because we have everything separately. We have database in one website, a CRM system is another website, and email is Yandex.
This is all in one. Everything in one. You email them from here. You send the email. You do absolutely everything from here. So this is a broadcast. So I listed this property, and I sold this property from this broadcast. I listed it, and I sent the broadcast, and I got a buyer from this, and then the people. So people, I can see to. So for example, this 2501. I'll go to here to my dashboard, and I can see this amount of people opened, clicked, goals. I'm not sure what the goals is, but they completed the form or whatever, sales. I should actually put in their sale from it. But in what I do, this is very, very good results for me. These are, I would say, you want quality leads. Quantity, I feel that people get so many in 2021. I don't want to be called. I don't like it. I don't like to receive any phone. If you've probably received.
Nobody likes to be called.
Yeah.
I hate being called.
I hate being called. I hate calling, and I hate being called. So.
But the thing is, my people who I'm calling, they don't respond to email and messages either.
It is because they are bombarded with messages, and this is the reason why people don't respond. I think could be because you need targeted advertising. So
So I need to call, harass them further.
You go on Facebook on Facebook Business. Show you my business manager on Facebook. Ads manager. So what you do is you go on Facebook, and first of all, I could say this is a science to what you are doing or what you want to do is a science. This is weeks, months, years of learning to do it. Some people master it probably in a month or three, but it depends on every person. But this is so the process starts. This is for paid advertising. I don't use paid advertising at the moment. I should, but I don't. And what I do here is I make a video, for example. Then I just post the video. I post the video globally, to whatever. You just put it to London, West London, where, your area, Kensington, whatever. Just put it, and then you check out, you see how many people have viewed, responded. It could be a static advertising. It could be a video that you make, a video that you run, and you check out how many people respond to that video, how many people watch a certain percentage of that video, and then you can later, and then you create an audience. So this These are basically audiences. And then you target your audiences for subsequent follow-up advertising. And the whole idea is because you link Kartra to Facebook. And Kartra also has a very nice function that it's got a calendar function where people call you on appointment. So let me show you another. Let me just go to another tab. Studio. Okay, so this is my. I'm just showing a lot of things that may be very confusing to you, because when I saw this for the first time, I thought, geez, I don't understand a thing about it. I don't understand a thing about it. But there's a whole logic, I don't know, what strategy with the whole thing, with this everything. So my strategy is that I make videos where I talk on the videos. Broadly speaking, my strategy is I make videos where I talk about properties myself on my own videos, so that I can build trust, and people contact me from the videos. Buyers and sellers contact me because of the videos. In my case, in South Africa, my clients are wealthy, self-made millionaires, business owners, and so those are the people that I talk to, and and I just make my videos, and I post them on YouTube, and I post them on Facebook, and I use Kartra to capture leads. So one of the most important things for you as a broker is your list. This is what you want. You want to make this as wide as possible. Is my video still frozen?
Yeah, but I can see the screen.
Okay, I'm just sharing it again. But that's so. This number previously, before I started using Kartra, this was 0, because I was running. One of the things that people do as a broker or many businesses is that they run ads on Facebook or Contacta or wherever, and they run it in the ads in the wrong way. They spend money in the wrong way, because if you run if you have a Facebook business page, do you have one? Do you have a Facebook business page?
No, we don't. I don't.
Have your company advised you on getting a Facebook business page?
No, because developers don't allow advertising. You know what they advertise? My lovely company advertise developments which are sold out, which makes no sense, but developers don't allow advertisement to the third party. For example, you're a big developer in London, you call Barrett, and you do your own advertisement, right? And you get leads from your advertising. So you don't let third party to advertise your development. And what we do, my company, we advertise developments which sold out. There is no chance to buy it. That's why the quality of leads is so low. But that's the only way to advertise, because we are third party, we are not developer.
Yes. No, it's a.
It's
I
very
still
screwed up.
I still feel that your most valuable asset is to have leads, quality leads quality leads that convert into sales.
Yeah, they do have Facebook page. Imagine.
Maybe show me if you show me what you do. I'm going to end the. I'm going to
Nothing on it though. It's just registered, but no information, nothing.
Because you know what I've done in the past is I've gone on I've had people on paid courses, like mentorship, and then I pay the people a gigantic amount of money. You know, the last time I paid in March 2020, I paid a guy. It was a lot of money for me, more than $3,000 for a mentorship. And it was a total waste of money. It was like I could have taken their money and I could have burned it.
Horrible. You need to make your own course and charge.
But I'll show you. Okay, the person that I learned from. This is him. This is David. Everything I'm speaking, you know, I know about 5% of what this guy knows. This guy, I paid him $2,000 to teach me for what I know. He's basically, you can watch his videos. Just watch his videos. What he makes videos specifically for realtors, brokers, and okay, this is a video where he was in. We had an interview with me. He interviewed me on this call. You know, and I was looking all over YouTube for people. For example, I was looking this try room coaching. This guy. I followed this guy. But actually, it's helpful information, but it doesn't show you it doesn't show you a system. You need a system to capture leads and convert.
But there is one video on YouTube, software to capture leads from him.
And this is.
Does he advertise different software?
No, they don't really tell you. They don't really tell you. What you will learn there in many times is like phone, how to speak on a phone. The system that my system or this specific system, this guy David Cantero, he is using Kartra. This is the system that he's using. And this is the system, he's got one, for example, the step-by-step face to custom. Okay, let me see how to choose a niche for charge, how I charge clients. Custom convey or custom audits of. He is. Let me see. Exact. There, this one. In this video, he's going to show you, this is the video, this is the one where he shows how to, where he is using Kartra. Where he, so there's no, in the system that I'm using and this guy teaches, there's no cold call. There's no cold calling. It's focus, strategy advertising. I'll send it to I'll send it to you.
What we do cold calling.
Yes.
cold calling, right?
It's cold calling. Yes. I I just
That's
feel
the worst, I
cold
think.
calling is this is what this there was there's another person that I used to follow, that I used to watch, Jordan Platten. This guy, I used to watch his videos. Phone sales calling, and he was like he was big in cold calling. So, and I just was always I dreaded cold calling. I just don't want to do cold calling. But I'll send you all this stuff, all this. As you can see, I've watched through watched these videos. I've learned a lot from this, but it's not the way I feel. It's not an effective. Maybe it's not an effective way. But I talk a lot. As I said earlier, you're welcome if you have anything you want to know, or how I do it, or I'm usually, me and my friend Casper, we are so keen to learn people that we are too keen we're so keen to share what we have learned that many people, they run away. Our enthusiasm is too overwhelming. So yeah, this is. I've watched a lot of these kind of videos. One tool that there's got one tool that transformed my and this Katra tutorial. Okay, there's a guy that shows, because I can show it to you, but there's people that made videos about it that shows it in a much better way than what I can do. Also, David Quintero, this guy, said I paid him $2,000 to learn this. So what he does is he records all the calls, everything that he's teaching on a one-to-one and on a Zoom meeting. He just records it and he posts it here on his YouTube channel. So yeah, it's if I was there, if I was there in your situation, see what you do, it would be I would have maybe spend a day there. I have a better understanding because from what I understand is that people that work for a company, or that are not that work for a franchise type of business, they are set rules for, you have to make the advertising in a certain way. There's a certain way that you advertise. You can't do this, you can't do that.
Willem, the thing is, I don't do advertising. The company has a person who is responsible for advertising. What I do, I call people who get automatically captured by Facebook illegal software. I call them and I harass them into buying property from us. And most of the time, when I manage to get their requirement and send them options, they go directly to developer.
I remember you told me that. No, you sounds like you've said it to me many times, and you've repeated to me. It's not that I'm not listening. It's just I just find it very. As you said, you're a call center. They send you a list with a bunch of phone numbers, and you have to go 8 o'clock in the morning. You start calling. Then you whatever you 9 whenever you start in the morning. You start calling people. Is that basically what you do?
Yes, and then
Oh,
if people want to give me the details, like I want a barman in Chelsea for 1 million, and then I send them selection by email, and they never respond to my calls or my emails after that.
yes.
So sometimes I had 3 people who were interested to go out for viewings.
Yes.
Nobody bought anything because 2 of them had some financial problems. They need to sort out their finances, and the third one, he wants very big apartment, which very difficult to find for his limited budget.
You know, and do you list properties as well? Do you go out and list the properties?
No, I don't do that. We have special people to do that. So
That
basically,
just makes it even more difficult, I think.
I basically only call people, harass them, send emails, harass them again, and then take them for viewings, and they don't buy anything.
I'd say I'm not sitting in your shoes, but it sounds it's a learning experience that you're on a learning experience now. It's I don't know. I don't know. I doesn't look like what I want to show you or wanted to show you might not be something that is right for you today at this very moment.
Yeah, I don't think I can apply it to
Yes.
my situation.
Yeah, if
I
you
would like to learn, but at my current position, I can't apply that because basically I'm just a cold caller.
yeah, cool. Actually, I don't.
I didn't know
yeah.
I was getting hired in call center. They didn't tell me that.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's not. It's. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to
And
say.
today they were running through my calls, and they completely demotivated me because first of all I have no salary. Second of all, I've been working for 3 weeks from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. And then in the end, I was doing everything wrong. And they pointed all my mistake and how motivated I should feel to carry on. For today, I have 51 calls to do. I'm not gonna do them. They're gonna flag stupid. They're gonna send me 51 mistake. They might take some money from my potential future salary as punishment, but they kind of don't care about how people feel. That's why 2 people left when I came.
I think that's to that is probably like I call it like a sausage machine. They've got a churn of people, high churn. Say it is
at the moment. 1 person came, 2 people left, and in the company like 6 people working in total.
yeah,
Because in London it's insane. It's expensive city. People can't last without salary, and if the conditions so strict, who can cherish that?
Yeah, you know, I'd say just my experiences from London, from where we live, and my memories of London. Everything there was so rushed, and everything was I thought everybody was crazy. I mean, I would live there too long, then I become paranoid is the word. I became paranoid from living there. And then I get here and I says, everybody's so friendly and everybody talks to each other, and it's just another kind of situation. But yeah, I don't really have. I can't tell you what to do. You maybe if you're not happy there, you have to look for something else, or then you have to find something else.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back after Christmas. Now it's too late to change because Christmas is
Yes.
coming. And after Christmas, I think I'm gonna leave them because it's just not working for me.
You know, do you know what is a MLM?
You should have told me that I'm applying for call center job.
Have you? Do you know what is a MLM? Multi-level marketing.
No, what is it?
It's like a sort of like a business. For example, they sell, for example, beauty products for girls, for women. There's hundreds of different products, but the gist of the thing is, you have to get somebody. You buy a sort of like a product from the company, and then you sell that product to other people, but you have to get other people below you to sell to sell the same products, but they have to buy it from you, and this is basically MLM. And the whole idea of the MLM is to recruit. They're big on recruiting, because there's a high churn of people. It's good to know. But I got sucked into an MLM before I knew of any better. And one of the things with the MLM was I had to harass people. That's all I could say. You had to harass people, call them, and I was told you may have to make 3 calls a day. You have to call 3 people a day, and you can sign up one person per you sign one person up per week. I've got this huge amount of money that you can earn. But it feels like me is very much of what you are experiencing. I mean, I dreaded it. The word is probably very bad. I hated it. But it was all voluntary. But I got out of there, fortunately. But it was a learning experience. So for me. But this was quite recently. It was like in 2018 that I did this. So, unfortunately, there's not something more that I I can suggest to you that maybe just look for something that makes you happy.
At the moment, I'm gonna listen to this guy. You said, what's his name?
David Quintero.
David Quintero.
Try. Or there's a. If you I let me show you. I've got there's a. Let me share my screen again for you. Particularly, let me just see where's the correct screen. This one, David Quintero. That one. Okay. So I've got this. This is a website. Don't know if you know about this website called udemy.com. And they've got this is courses that I pay for on this website. You can get it all. There's different one on YouTube. You can, but the reason why I pay for this is because I want it all in one place. This is I'm currently, say, about 35% with this one. This is 55 hours. These are about 2.5 hours. And I've done these courses and it was, and I've made money by just doing this, following this curve, following this courses. So this guy, no, which one? This one. This was probably, I paid, it was about £8, and I've made 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 times my money back from this particular course, from this video, from this about 3 hours. But yeah, I thought if you just, it's not helping your current situation, but I mean, if you're open to learn, then watch a couple of those David Quintero videos. But the best is just to go and do it. One of the reasons I'd say what I've learned when I started with video is I've learned a lot about personal behavior, how people behave, how to speak to people. Now, when you were visiting us here in, I didn't know any of this stuff. I wish I'd known this when I was in London. I wish I knew this 30 years ago. There's some of these videos, I'll say this one. I wish I knew this 30 years ago. That's in this video. And this one. This is like, you have to know this. And I've learned from this one. I haven't completed it, but 17.5 hours. Wish I knew this. I wish I knew this 15, 30, 20, 30 years ago. Would have been very helpful. But I see we've been busy for, I said to you we will speak for an hour, so we've already been on for an hour. So I'd love to share what I know. I'll send you some of these. I'll send you some of the links, and send me something that you find. If you find something interesting, send it to me. I like to see and share knowledge, share experiences. That's okay with you?
Yeah, it would be great. But to be honest, I was so busy calling that I had no time to wash my hair or do something. I didn't do any research or any extra studying because I was just dialing and making selections, sending them out. I can show you what I do. Where's the screen presenting?
It's right below your image on the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the morning, I go to my SRM system. We have new leads. I start them, and they go into this part, which is empty now.
Yes.
And I start calling them. And I change status, so they move to this corner. And when I know what they want, and I move with here,
Yes.
it's like choosing apartments. And this last corner is viewings. Then we have database, which looks like that, or you can go on a map
Okay.
and see what we have on a map. And then you can put the requirements here and
Yes.
choose what. So, for example, if people want apartment in a Canary Wharf, I go here and choose what they want based on their budget.
Yes.
And we have email, which is basically Yandex email. I go here, I compose letter, I add presentation, which, for example, I'll make one presentation for you. I download presentation, for example, for this apartment. I download it and I send it to buyer.
Okay.
I need to open the doors.
Sure.
My eldest is home.
Okay.
So I send this presentation to the buyer and they never reply normally.
No, it's not unusual that people reply. I mean, there is people. I would say if you send out 100 emails, you'll get. This is I call it what's heard it's called a numbers game. So you send out 100 emails, you make 100 phone calls, you'll get through to 13 or you get through to 20 maybe, and eventually you'll get one or two people for an appointment to they go and they view the property, and if you're fortunate, if you're very lucky, you get one sale. You got one sale.
So for these 2.5 weeks, I made 36 requests. I took 36 requests, and only 3 people wanted to come for viewings. And the rest of the 3, they never replied.
You know what?
Or they never answered my calls.
I would say that is very. I would say it's almost normal if in for this type of. It may be quite normal for people. It's not an effective way for your time, I think.
It's very frustrating, right? But my director said it's okay. It's a normal statistic. You have to accept that.
Because it's something that you will never get back in your life. Is time. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get it back. Never. You won't see. It's lost forever. So your time is extremely valuable. You're not going to get it back. That's and yeah, I just feel I think it's
unpaid time.
It's unpaid. It's unpaid time. You're not getting any money for that, and
not even moral reward. I was so dismotivated after this training today.
But the thing with your the leads or the people that make the appointments, they have to be qualified. They have to be financially qualified as well before you take them to a viewing. Do you?
Because now they don't have even 10% deposit.
Is that people that do you take them to the viewing, or is it also somebody else?
I take them to the
You
viewing.
take
For example, last Sunday, I spent from 11 till 5 p.m., like 6 hours, taking guide to the different
this.
places. It was always fourth zone. One was northwest, another one was northeast. So you go back in the center, they change the line and go back. So it took 6 hours for these viewings, and result
You know what is just so what I think is
doesn't even answer my calls or emails anymore. And I offered him cheaper options because he didn't have enough time, money, whatever. And I said, okay, we'll find something else. No response whatsoever.
you know what I found, what I try to eliminate is just also once again my experience is you get people, I call them joyriders. So what I do is when people call me and they want to make an appointment, I've done 1 or 2 residential properties. I financially qualify them before and ask them, how are you going to pay? You want to go for an appointment? Okay, how are you going to pay? And then they said, have you been to a bond originator in South Africa? They can directly go to their bank, or there's a company that sources, that does the financing. So it's better they go to a bond originator, and the bond originator qualifies them. I said, now first go to the bond originator. Once you're qualified, or I call the bond originators. I've got this person, phone number, call them, and then they qualify them financially. And once they're qualified, then they come back to me, and then I take them. This is because as you mentioned on Saturday, you spend 6 hours driving with that person, your money, your vehicle, and all the.
I sold my car. I took a tube.
You took the tube. Okay. So
I spent £25 on one client, take him by Uber from one place to another. But this time I arranged viewings like 3 hours apart.
Yes.
And I said, bye, see you there. Because otherwise it would be another £40 by Uber with zero return. And I don't have oligarch husband anymore.
Also, so what people will do that to you. They'll do that kind of thing to you. You're a very attractive woman. So what people will do is they'll try to do this sort of thing to you, to waste your time. So
why?
Because people do that kind of thing. They do that kind of thing. So
that's horrible.
It's just I want to I get the same thing where people used to, I would say, take advantage of me and my friend Kobe, a friend of mine. He's also, and we used to we drive hundreds of kilometers with people. And now what I do with a person prior to them, it may sound very rude, but I just tell the people, how are you going to pay? And I want them to tell me exactly where their money's going to come from, how they're going to pay, meet me at the place, do this, do that, and what I've sort of noticed is that sellers, I mean, you worked something there, but people can sniff if people are desperate for money. They sort of notice it in a way.
They notice that I want to sell, you mean? Or...
Yes, they might be noticing that you want to sell, that you are. I'm not saying you are, but you need.
I was going extra mile for them, for the people. and they were not actually real buyers. If they both said we need to sort out our finances and get
So
deposits.
that is why it would be a lot of time saving for you to to just qualify them. I'm surprised that the company might be, they might learn you. This is one of the things that you might learn from them, hopefully, that you qualify leads financially, that they're financially qualified. I'd say when I speak, I want financially motivated sellers, and I want financially qualified buyers that are not wasting your time, that we respect each other's time, and actually, because it's about time. At the end of the day, we respect each other's time. And just as I'm speaking with you now, I'm looking at the clock and the time that I'm speaking with you. It's almost 90 minutes. So I also want to respect your time, and not. So you must tell me if you finished, because I don't want to take up all your time.
Well, I'm not going to do 53 calls today. No way. Seriously, I was traumatized.
No,
First of all, they should put in their ad that they hire people for cold calling, not for real estate work, for cold calling, because that's what they make
it's
people
misleading.
do. Yes.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, all I can say.
I had 3 weeks of training, imagine, for this job.
Yes.
And they taught me totally useless things, which they apply in Moscow, but they don't work here at all. And it also was in Russian, horribly translated into English at some point, with no sense at all, because in England, we have office, nobody goes there. Everybody works from home. So everything is completely different from what they taught me. And they taught me to answer calls. And in reality, nobody calls me. I harass people. I call people. And it's just, I don't know. I can't get it in my head.
Yeah, it's just the system is completely wrong side round. It's people will have to be be calling you, and to make a point, qualified buyers, qualified leads should be calling you and coming to you. What I learned from my colleague Nico, he told me that if I have a property, in the past I went, if I have a person, people calling me, they're looking for a particular property, I spent days phoning everywhere, trying to find the property, getting everywhere, and then when I heard, and then one day they just gone. You can't find that person, the so-called buyer. They just disappear. They don't answer the phone. And then just Niku told me, don't chase after people. If you have a property, anything, your necklace there, whatever you've got around, if your necklace, your plant there behind you, if it's the right price, people will come to you. You don't even they'll just. I've seen it now in the last few days. Last month or two, at a property, for the right price, the people they just crawled out of their so-called woodwork from everywhere by themselves. Didn't even have to
Yeah,
sit.
but in our case, they go to developers. They don't need us.
Yeah,
They
no.
only need us for information because we work with lots of developers.
Yeah.
And it's actually a very good concept, but the way it's executed is just wrong.
No, no. It is. Yeah. I the only motivation that I could offer you is come and visit us.
Learning.
Is to come and visit us here. Um, uh, come and welcome to visit us again here anytime. Um, we last time when Nadia's parents were here, I took them to many. They call it mini besplatne mini safari. Mnoga besplatne mini safari.
But we did it also when I was there, remember?
Yes,
We went to
but
the farm.
but much
I
less.
I actually like going to the farms more than when we went to the safari park and didn't see anything. Remember that? We were
Yes,
driving and driving and driving
yeah.
and driving, and maybe we saw one zebra or something.
Yeah, but
A
I you know I my when I
couple of goats, but that was
couple
it.
of yeah. Now many times when I go and list something, I don't see any animals, nothing. I don't see because if I stay there for a couple of days or for I might you might see them, but yeah, Marina, she was she didn't want to come. We were driving to places, and she didn't want to come along anymore because she said that she's seen enough. She had driving around too much. She's seen enough. So, but I said, I don't have a choice. It's my job. So I have to go. It's like I thought that I said to Nadia many times that she would like to she would find it interesting to see the place where I was yesterday. It was 5-star rated, international 5-star rated place.
Nice.
So, but it's just I sit there watch the animals. It's like it's probably like somebody who's a pilot who's got some sort of an exciting job. But
Petrol is so expensive in London now.
it is how much is it per liter there?
1.5 pounds.
£1.5. It is.
One like 154 I saw today. It's per diesel. Petrol 148 or something. So
Well,
1.5.
well, our petrol price is now almost the same as yours. As in London. It was. No, we pay about. No, it's quite. It's about one. It's about 1.1. For diesel is about just over £1, and for petrol is about
It
1.10.
was 1.2, 1.3, but Putin raised the price, so now it's 1.55.
I said that the big boss.
Yeah.
Well, Anja, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. It was nice talking to you. Thank you for your time.
I will watch this guy.
Yes.
Maybe he will gives me hope back.
Stay in contact. Stay in touch with us. Send an occasional joke or whatever. It's I said just last thing is I think I would like to go to UK again, but I don't know if I would ever go there. I have nothing there. It's just the only thing I've got there is I've got a passport, and I still have some investments there but I don't know. It's
You should go together with Nadia. Leave the children with grandma and come to London.
that's that's
It will
why
be more fun for you.
that's why Nadia's not coming with me, because Jana is still too young, and they might get panic. So Alina,
They're gonna be fine. With grandma, they're gonna be fine.
okay. Хороший день, almost they say spokojno noči. Because I just when I was last time, the previous visit, I was there in St. Petersburg. It's Strelna, and so I walked on my own there everywhere, and I was so afraid to speak to somebody, because I could almost understand when people speak, and when you showed me that website, I could read it. But I was say there was like a restaurant, maybe Tokyo City is one of I walked to that place, and I was sitting there, and I was so afraid to open my mouth and just say something. Or I went to Chocolatnica or something, and I was so afraid just to say something.
Why?
Because because I think they will laugh when I try to speak.
People laugh at me all the time. Last week, woman on the phone asked me 3 times to repeat, and then she said, "Can anyone speak English better than you?"
So I was one to a shop there, what's a China Lotka or something, that, and I asked for ordered a tea or something, and the lady, the girl there at she got this big smile, and she probably heard this heavy accent, and I thought I felt like I wanted to crawl into some sort of a space, because it's there with Strelna where there's zero tourists, where the place where there's no tourists, they have never seen a foreigner there. so yeah, and I asked Alina to come with me many times, and then Alina, she said, no, Yanni nene peravochik. I asked Alina tiata peravochik. She doesn't want.
Of course.
Okay, nice speaking to you. We should stay in contact.
Say hello
До
to
свидания,
Nadia.
пока-пока.
Пока.
Пока.
Say hello to Nadia.
Ну ладно, да. Пока.
Bye.